Welcome to Awaken the Minds. I'm Monica.
And I'm Mikael. Together, we're your guides on this journey of exploration and awakening.
Here on Awaken the Minds, we dive deep into the mysteries of life and beyond, from spirituality and reincarnation
to marriage, personal growth, and the secrets of the universe. And yes, we'll even talk about aliens.
So, whether you're seeking answers or just curious about the unseen forces shaping our reality,
you found your tribe and the vibe.
So let's awaken the minds together.
Ooh,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm great.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling you.
Hey, relax, my friend.
Sorry, guys, get a little excited sometimes when he's this close to me. No, but
I'm gonna sing a song for you or something.
oh, you know what? You're gonna have to pause this episode.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome, guys. Today we are going to elaborate on finding your tribe and the right partners, and just really finding yourself in general. You know,
Yeah, it's a lot of the growth in finding yourself, finding your tribe, outgrowing, and we'll get much deeper into all of those.
yeah, as we go. But what is the main essence of finding your tribe?
I believe the main essence is you have to know your love languages. And from those love languages, there are five. I mean, everybody has more than five, but the top five, which would be, words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, active services. And once you know how you like being loved, I think that contributes a lot to your growth.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 100%, because you can't love anyone if you don't love yourself first. You know, if you don't love yourself first, then there's no way that you can go ahead and love someone else. If you don't know even what kind of, if you like words of affirmation, quality time, you also do evolve as time changes, you know? Just like when I met you, I was not very much into physical touch. I was like, sir, that hug right there, it's a no for me. Yeah. I'm like, why haven't you hugged me all day? Or like, just things have changed as time goes by when it comes to both of us and our friends.
Yeah, I believe once you start doing the healing, the growth in yourself, understanding yourself, that really plays a lot in your whole surrounding.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I believe that the more you get to know yourself, the better. And this goes into growing up and wanting to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just, since growing up, I just did not want to fit in. I was always getting beat up for the same reason.
Sure, thrown at your head.
Really, I was. No, I just, middle schoolers are mean. I just like, I don't know. They're rude. They're rude middle schoolers. They all want to fit in. They all want their little posses. And I was genuinely just always a nice person. And I'm genuinely a nice person now, you know? To me, I'm just fucking dope. Like, let's be real.
I mean, once you start understanding yourself and really knowing your true self, not trying to please others, fit in with others, just cause, or just cause unconsciously you're unaware of the things that you're doing or are doing for others. That really plays a big factor in getting to know yourself.
And the way you grow up, too.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, but we all are programmed a certain way when we grow up. As far as like we're told what to do, what to believe, how to act. No, maybe some had a little bit more of a free privilege, but definitely like us growing up in a Hispanic household, it was always do this, do that.
Well, I can't speak for that because my parents have always been very free with us. You
Well,
know?
the majority,
Yeah, majority Mexicans and
And then
Hispanics, we have to follow a certain rule. And I truly believe that Mexican parents or just Latinos, I could be speaking only for myself, but feel like if they have a guide that they have to do that to their kids or their kids have to be a certain way because they didn't get those chances. But that includes you wanting to start fitting in with people. Because if you're already seeing that at home, that if you don't fit in even with your parents and you're people pleasing your own parents, then it bleeds onto even your schooling, you know? I believe that our parents, as we get older, since we obviously see them the most, or even our siblings, or whatever the case may be, we believe that they have to be like our brother, like our sister, and we don't even enjoy other people's personalities until we rewire our thoughts.
Yeah, that's a big factor there. Just doing the process to rewire yourself, relearn, break old habits, break old beliefs, and it's not an easy journey. It's a lifelong journey of constant reflection and action. And a lot of us don't really get taught that at a young age because we just get taught action, right? Hey, you need to believe this. You need to be acting this way. You need to do this, do that. And that just puts us in a place of unconsciousness where we're just following orders, but not following what makes us ourselves.
Our heart.
Yeah.
We sometimes forget about our own heart and how we also have to embrace different personalities that are for ourselves. You know, even sometimes letting go of family is really hard. And we are taught every day of our lives, oh, that's your tío, that's your tía, that's your abuelita. And you're just like, "Eh, my abuelita, she can vibe with me right now." So it's like, but you don't ever get taught boundaries either. They make you feel like having boundaries is a mistake. You shouldn't have boundaries. You shouldn't put your aunt or your tío or whatever in a certain situation that makes them feel less than what the title that they have been given. But I feel as if whenever we have kids, if they don't feel comfortable with someone, then they don't, you know?
Yeah, it's just about being open about all those things. A lot of people grow up where, you know, they don't show emotion, they don't show compassion, even love, believe it or not. Like a lot of kids nowadays grow up with no love in their home. And that really does like mess up their way of thinking. And a lot of that contributes to how one acts towards another person. I don't know if you've ever heard that quote. When once the one person is bleeding, you bleed onto another, which
Or like
means,
hurt people.
yeah,
Literally, it's literally that. But I feel like you were very much like that.
yeah. I mean,
I used to like when we first started dating, it was like I will hug you, I'll give you kisses, and you were like,
but what is this?
you're like, what am I feeling? My heart is growing. All right, Grinch, calm the fuck down.
In a heart attack. Call life alert.
Stop. Yeah, till this day, I mean, you have gotten better at it. You also gotten better at expressing yourself. Something that I'm very fortunate about is my parents have always been very, very lovable, and I do believe they satisfied almost all of our love languages when it came to all my siblings. And of course, as parents, they also failed, but there's no guide on how to be a parent.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, if you think about it, I don't blame them because they're young. They're kids. Kids trying to raise kids. Like,
Kids and kids. I
that-
still feel like a kid right now. Oh my God.
exactly. Like,
So fun.
you're, a lot of people that have kids at a young age, and I'm saying nothing's wrong with that. Things happen, but your mentality just hasn't shifted especially if you haven't had like a spiritual awakening, if you haven't done inner healing, not only within yourself, but with your family. And, that comes to really identifying your tribe, identifying those issues and wanting to change them for the better in the future.
I mean, I don't know if saying that people that have kids they haven't shifted, because I do feel that when you do have a kid, no matter what, it does shift you.
Yeah, it does shift you, but what I'm
But
saying,
but let me talk.
Matam, go ahead.
Thank you. But at the end of the day, this is why most people that have kids very young before knowing themselves, and they have to they're required to do these changes ASAP once that child's born. That is why they have such a hard time doing it, because they're no longer having to do it for themselves. Now they have to do it for somebody else. And as humans that we are programmed, that is always, it always results sometimes to lengthy changes, and but most of the time it's going to lead to temporary changes when you do it for others, no matter what, even for your kids. But I feel as if that's what you were trying to say when it came to people having kids, because it does change them. Everybody that I know that has kids, they struggled now because they have to make a huge change that they didn't have to make when they were on their own. And this is why it's super important to do the work in your 20s.
Yeah.
You know, as in your 20s, I feel as if that's the age that is the most important age to really get to know yourself, get it out of your system, and then eventually have kids, or not. Don't have kids. I don't know. Whatever your plan is, that's what you should do.
Yeah, whatever your case is, whether, you could be somebody who wants to have kids young. Like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But I truly believe if we want to make a difference, not only to our children, but to ourselves, it requires for us to be able to acknowledge, issues that we have of ourselves, mentally and spiritually. And same goes with our parents, right? Like I said, we can look at our parents and we can be like, oh, they're completely normal. And then you go to a family or friend's house and you see how they act, and you're like, hey, they act kind of different than my family. Is something wrong with them or is something wrong with my family? And then that's when you have to start, digging digging deep down to the roots of, you know, is what they're portraying or teaching me or trying to guide me in that sense correct? Because you have to question everything.
I
Not
don't know.
everything's gonna be correct.
I don't know if it's about finding if it's the correct way, because to them it's correct, but to us it's about finding what you want to integrate when you have kids. Because to them, to your parents, they might think that that's correct. That they might think that they did the best they could because nobody else taught them. But if you have the ability to step back, look at the things that you do not want when you start a family, then that's different, because you're going to do what you think is correct. You don't know if when you have kids, they're going to be like, fuck, how come my parents didn't do that? And but to you, you're like, well, I thought I did the best thing. And I feel as if that's how our parents are. It's not about, oh, they didn't do the correct way. It's the way they were taught, is the way they think they should have raised the family.
Yeah.
They were super young. What do you know at 22? What do you know at 16? You don't got fucking know shit. Like, you're literally, if not, you're barely getting out of your phase of drinking. If not, you're barely starting your phase of drinking or wanting to go do drugs and just vibrate at a very low vibration, because that's the way you're going to learn how to vibrate higher. Unfortunately, our parents could sometimes sit down with us and tell us, you should do it like this, you should do it like that, but we're not going to listen. It's at our own time.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we were all young and obnoxious and wanting to explore everything in the world because we know nothing else. You know, we're we're specimens in this earth trying to learn from experiences and seeing. You know, at least that's how I learn. I learn by experiencing and seeing. Some of us can learn by,
Experiencing.
you know,
Interesting.
some of us can learn by, you
Mm,
know, just being told one time and, you know, that can click in your brain like that. But
mm-hmm.
some of us got to get slapped up a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm. No wonder how many fucking women slapped you. I don't want to talk about it.
That's for another
That's
segment.
yeah. Thanks. No, I mean, yeah, I mean that all of that ties in into outgrowing your environment, you know? And honestly, I don't know. I see a lot of people that I still went to high school with. I still feel them like they're part of high school.
Yeah, I believe a lot of people just get stuck in this mentality, you know, that I don't know, like for me growing up and the way my journey's been of reflecting and just changing habits, changing beliefs, changing the way we see life. It's an interesting journey, you know, but then you see those who are just stuck in that same mentality and either I'm not sure if like they're numb to maybe the pain that they've endured or maybe just, you know, vibrating at such low frequencies that you get stuck there, whether it's, you know, numbing yourself with drinking, drugs, even believe it or not, music. A
Even
lot of
sex.
music has of a
Even
and
sex
sex,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, sex too.
You have to
That
protect
goes your
your
chi.
chi.
It just, you know, if I knew about all the spiritualism, all you motherfuckers would have never had me. It wasn't a lot of you, but still.
Damn, homie. Saying like there's a motherfucking lineup.
Something like that. No, but it just to me, I don't know. I'm at the age where honestly, and I've told you this before, if we would have not gotten married, what last year? Yeah, last year we got married last year.
You remember?
Sorry.
The most magical night of your
You're right,
life.
you're right. Yes.
Stamp it next time on your head.
No, but I had told him this, you know, I'm no longer at the age where I'm willing to wait for anyone. Even if you are a high school sweetheart, honestly, girl or boy, don't let your girlfriend or your boyfriend stop you from finding your wife and your husband. Because
No.
you are no longer at an age where you're I guess you're still trying to figure it out, but you should already figure out if that person's the one for you. If that person's going to add value, if you guys are both going to go ahead and make something out of obviously that relationship. If there's no ring, then you gotta go. And if that girl's not telling you and not learning the things that you also want to learn, because for example, his non-negotiable is fucking learn how to cook. Like you better fucking know how to cook. And I mean, thankfully,
clean, you gotta learn how to do a bunch of other things, but
be
you know, those are
independent
top
and
priorities.
yeah, but I feel as also don't forget you're an individual in this journey too.
Yeah.
That's one of my non-negotiables. I cannot focus all of my energy on just him because how you say I'm on my own journey, you're on your own journey, and then there's a journey where it's both of us together. And I feel as if couples forget that, and that's where you get stuck. And unfortunately, if that person is continuing to get stuck with you, then I feel like that's not your person.
Yeah. Yeah, not only that, yeah, that's a big part there. I think we don't understand that part of, you know, especially like being single, you're in your own journey, right? And then you get with somebody and sometimes you forget your own journey. So you make your journey all about the other person. And then that brings a lot of conflict, that brings a lot of issues. And, you know, the good thing with my wife is that we've talked about those things before we even got together. We were like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm nobody to control you. You know, you're nobody to control me. But I understand you have your journey. You need to understand I have my journey, and that we have a journey together in the middle. And it's just really all about finding the balance between all of those things.
But not only that, but setting your intention, even with friends, even with partners, even with family. As when we first went on our first date, I literally wasted no fucking time. I was like, "Hey, what do you want? What do you want from me? You want to fuck around or you want to be around? Like, what is this going to happen?" Because I was what, 22, turning 23. Damn, that's a long time. No, but I was still super young, but I had already gone through a lot of stuff that made me mature really fast. And I just did not have the time to be, hey, let's fuck around and find out. I didn't have time for that anymore. And I sat down with him and I said, hey, you brought me out here so we could do breakfast, whatever. What is your intention though? Because I am not wasting my time.
Yeah, and that's a big part there is setting the intentions before you start anything. Honestly, if you think about it, and anybody listening or viewing, think about how much time you would have saved. If somebody would have told you this at a young age, not only just about setting boundaries, understanding your love languages, like you would save a whole lot more time. You would not be out in them streets, you know?
Like you.
I was never in the street. I'm a child of God.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure, buddy. I don't know who you're trying to lie to, but they don't even believe your bullshit. I don't even believe your bullshit, and I'm your wife.
My friend.
So, nah, you know what? Moving on. Moving on. No, but, once you acknowledge it and you move out of that and wanting to keep people pleasing and no longer wanting to get in the ropes of others and just you want to be yourself, you break so much stuff, you know? And one thing that I always tell my husband is I will never
What was that?
Shut up. Let me finish my thought. I will never let him live a comfortable life. I will never let him live a comfortable life only because my parents migrated here, his parents migrated here. And for us to not do extra better in this world and in this life, we're pieces of shit. Like, in all honesty. Because they came, they crossed the border, they did what they had to do for us just to live another comfortable life. And the dream of the American dream, whatever you want to call it, is not in my books. I want to do so much more than just live a comfortable life.
So that ties into breaking barriers of your beliefs and the beliefs that have been bestowed upon you. Because change comes from the inside out, and we're always seeking to acquire change from the outside inwards, which is always going to have this constant battle with our.
So it's gonna be temporary too. It's never gonna be an official change for yourself and those around you, and even the things you want to do either.
Yeah, a lot of that, you shouldn't be scared of losing people, and I don't mean like losing people, but from detaching from old energies. Because believe it or not, like old energy does get stuck, and that form of energy can come in different things from maybe old clothes, old, maybe you have some things that used to resonate with you 5 years ago, and you still carry that with you. That's still carrying old energy.
And sometimes it could be good energy, but if it's has a very powerful bad memory and you carry it because we tend to get attached to things that impact us. all the time. We tend to get attached. And I always say it's always better to stay connected than attached. We are humans and we tend to get attached to everything, whether it's my favorite piece of clothing or because I've been with this person for 10 plus years or 5 plus years or 3 plus years. And we sometimes need to realize that time with a person doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Even history with a person doesn't matter. Because if you can outweigh the good and the bad, and if there's more bad than good, and you can see your current situation with this current person, and if it's just getting worse or you just don't see any growth, then you're not going to do any growth as a person. 100%.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of things that we don't realize ourselves is that we as humans, it's very easy to get comfortable and it's very easy to stay comfortable. But a lot of times when issues arise, they arise from that part of wanting change or maybe, unconsciously your mind and body is like, hey, like we need to do something. We need to move. We need to get out of this habit. And oftentimes that we're afraid of that, afraid of change, afraid of outgrowing, you know, our family, our friends, our partners, whatever the case may be. Like eventually you outgrow somebody that
They either
remains in
either
that.
outgrow them or they grow with you.
Yeah.
There's no in between. You cannot be with somebody that you already outgrew. And that can sometimes be spiritually, mentally, emotionally. But if you and that person already outgrew each other, and maybe you outgrew them because your love for life just grew more and their drive for life is just there and they believe that they just want to live that life, then you're not there. That's not who you're meant to be with. That's not your tribe. That's not who's going to elevate you to the next level in life. Because if you were a person that
What kind of person?
that didn't want more for himself, I couldn't be with you. I genuinely could not be with you. You know, if you once tell me, "Hey, I don't want to do that, and I can't do it, and I don't want to move forward with life," now I'm gonna pack my shit and go, buddy, because
Swing that door open.
wow, that's fucked up. You're supposed to be like, baby, don't live. Don't go, please. Fuck. You don't want everybody.
You want to buy course?
No, but that also comes with forgiving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Those disrespects that even as a partner, you sometimes endure, and as a friend, you know, the it's just forgiving yourself for allowing such actions to take over you, or sometimes even make you see parts of you that are really ugly, but that's also comes with loving yourself, loving the ugly parts and enjoying those ugly parts too, because you're just a one whole person. If you love your ugly parts, then nobody else can tell you that you're ugly.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be ugly and happy.
Funny looking. Yeah. I like how you said that you have to embrace the ugly. And oftentimes, with embracing that, it requires for us to spend time alone. And I believe a lot of people are just afraid of spending time and actually getting to know themselves because I don't know if maybe they've numbed themselves so long that when they finally spend time or get like a hint of acknowledgement of maybe habits or things in their
The
life that
truth.
they don't like, yeah, that when the truth comes to light is I believe they wanted to continue to numb that. And when you numb yourself so much, you can't vibrate higher. And that comes a lot with with anything. Believe it or not, foods. If you know what do they call it? Gluttony. You know, you just consume so much food and glut.
Gloomy? I was like, I never heard of that. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, gluttony.
I was confused.
It's a when you overstuff yourself with foods that you know bring your energy levels down. Because believe it or not, the body is like a car. If my car is running on diesel and I throw gas, that thing's shutting down.
I'm sorry, buddy, but I'm leaving you there. I like that's your fuck up. I'm gonna get an Uber. No, but honestly, just really being thankful for yourself, loving yourself, forgiving yourself, and letting go of who you are and embracing who you want to be, because there's also a season where you have to say goodbye to yourself, a season where you have to welcome the new. And I get it, it's scary because you don't know how to be on your own, because you're learning about yourself and you've never done it before. But that's the beautiful thing about life, it's about acknowledging, it's about forgiving, it's about saying sorry more often, it's about saying thank you more often and moving on.
And yeah, and that ties into this, Hawaiian traditional prayer that I've heard, which is called the Ho'oponopono. I believe that's how you say it.
Oponopono.
Ho'oponopono.
Oh, the H is silent.
Ho'oponopono.
Yeah.
Ho'oponopono.
He always wants to. He always wants the H there, like Ho'oponopono.
It's my list.
Yeah, sorry about that list, but I don't know. Ever since he got retainers, that motherfucker's been there.
But yeah, the Ho'oponopono is
Oponopono.
Opono, Opono,
Huh?
Opono,
Opono.
Opono. Okay, Opono, Opono. Oponopono.
Good
There you
job.
go.
Good job.
Oponopono. I got it. Which means I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. And you can find that prayer online, YouTube it. I think you can probably find it on the Apple Music if you have Apple. Or,
Not only that, but you can use it for a lot of things.
yeah, and just sit down with yourself, meditate, even 5 minutes, 5 minutes a day, listening to that prayer. I'm sure they have like an whole hour long, prayer online, but
Yeah.
it's the whole reason of that prayer is to make right and rebalance yourself as one. Because, oftentimes we forget to say sorry, believe it or not. We forget to say sorry, we forget to forgive others and ourselves. We forget to say thank you and I love you. And I believe those are like the four key things to human evolution.
Yeah,
to continue to grow within yourself
to elevate.
and elevate your energy at a higher frequencies.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people use them also for midwives, people that have gone through miscarriages, abortions, or any disrespects towards yourself. And when it goes into the please forgive me, it also goes into obviously forgiving everything else that comes with it. And just really giving yourself that extra credit at the end. And I believe we do really forget how to add more credit to ourselves, how to give extra credit to ourselves. And we always wait for other people to give us that credit. But why wait? Why can't we give it to ourselves? We're so programmed to do it with other people and be like, you're doing a great job. Good job. Oh man, like, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. But when do you ever tell that to yourself? You never tell that to yourself. And just doing that for yourself allows you to expand that to the people that are around you.
And yeah, that not only that, but within doing those things, it helps to cure and heal your inner child. Whether you grew up in a household where you were never told sorry, you were never told you're loved, you never told thank you. Just rehearsing those things in your mind creates a big change within you.
In your heart.
And you open your heart and your mind to accepting, to gratitude, to abundance. But when we live in that stuck energy where whether we see things as manipulation or we get told those things and we think, oh, you know what, like this person wants something from me or he's trying to do something, and you just always turn those positive things into negative, and you just continue to attract negative energy. You don't allow positivity to flow within you, and I believe just healing that just deeply changes you, because I can rehearse from you know my life growing up, which wasn't the best, and when I began my spiritual journey, I learned a lot of things that I needed to get over. I ride or die right here. We both help each other, it's and
Yeah.
and I believe that within a partnership, you should have that. You should be helping and pushing each other for the better, but if we're both helping each other for the worse,
To fail.
continuing to, you know, bring our vibrations lower, it's one of those cycles that we just keep repeating, whether it's a cycle from, our parents, from family members, from past generations, even the past life. Believe it or not, this all ties all this can also tie back in to a past life where we just continue that same cycle that maybe we've met in another life, and we bring that same energy now to this life and continue to move forward until we actually learn those cycles and break them.
I believe that we are good partners only because I do believe that in other lives we have been every other role. We have been friends, we have been colleagues, how I explained in the last episode. I believe the reason we understand each other so much in a deeper level in this life is because we've already learned every area of our life in other lives. So in this life, it's much easier to really understand each other and to keep going as a partnership instead of getting loud. Getting loud gets us nowhere. 100%. You know,
Yeah,
it's just learning those things, and just when you are able to put in your non-negotiables, your values at in the center of what you want in life is when you're going to really bring in your tribe. Because if you do not have your values straight, if you do not have who you are at the right matter and what your core beliefs are as a person, you're going to attract different people that do not have the best intentions for you. If you do not have the best intentions for yourself, this is why you're going to meet people. You're like, fuck, why do I keep meeting people like that? Because your values are not there.
to wrap up this video, I do have a challenge for the audience, for all you guys tuning in. I challenge you guys to get sober for 2 weeks, even a week, or if you want to go longer, that's even fine. No alcohol, drugs, and even the music that you listen to. Changing music from maybe a meditation music, frequencies. If you guys don't know, there are different types of frequencies that can help you as well.
Mhm.
But remove any distractions from your life for a week or two, even a month, even better. But if you change the waves of the music that you listen to, they can really boost your frequencies within your body. And that comes from listening to positive frequencies. Anything that has no words, delete that. Just pure sound waves, and journal that. Your start date to the end date of 2 weeks to a month, and you just focus on the difference that it's made. And believe it or not, that makes a really huge difference. What do you think?
Yeah. It's great. No, I mean, I really do. I mean, everything that we do is it could be literally like you said a week. it could be 3 days, and then you can start again, and you can hit reset. And that's the beautiful thing about life, is being able to hit that reset button when you feel like you failed one day, but you can reset again the next day. You can reset in the next 24 hours. And just really making those little differences, even going to sleep early, waking up early, changing your schedule, and just doing that for yourself really elevates you as a person and your vibration as a person. It just leads you to better places in life. And you might not see it right now. You're like, oh, like, fuck, we want to see a change soon. Like we want to snap our fingers and we want to be there. But those things, like they say, you reap what you sow. What you're reaping today is what you will be sowing, or
Later
you
down
sow
the
what
line.
you.
Yeah.
That's how it says. You sow what you reap, or you reap what you sow. However the saying goes. But you are able to see those differences down the line, and you're able to really see how much your life has changed from today to 5 years from now, even with slight differences that you make. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just breaking those barriers, breaking those chains, breaking old habits, beliefs, and just bettering yourself as a human.
Yeah.
You know, I've been on the spectrum of both sides, and honestly, I just want to live my life at peace
Mm-hmm.
with love, abundance, joy,
Mm-hmm.
prosperity, gratitude.
20 babies.
25.
I'm this.
21.
No, no, I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good.
Well, we'll be wrapping this up now, guys. You know, we send nothing but love and joy and abundance to you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao.
Ciao. Bye, guys. Take care. Let's awaken the minds together.